Mission Hope. Inspirational stories of faith and triumph. Life's many upheavals, sharp curves, twists and turns, the challenging circumstances coming right at you, are non-stop. The inner wars within are outside your control and feel overwhelming. You feel alone, and the seemingly endless battles rage on. You feel like you have lost all hope and faith, questioning, why me? Why now? How can I handle another blow? The answers you're seeking are in this collection of 20 uplifting stories in this book. Within its golden pages, from the deep confines of their hearts and souls, these extraordinary authors have opened up and are here to assist you in navigating the deep, daunting, and dark waters that you are facing. Each story is unique in its experience, but similar in the fact that through everything presented to them in life, these authors have found the way back to success, peace, and joy through hope and faith. These authors have turned tragedy into tranquility once again. Now, they are here to empower you, to shift from what once was fear and failure into the future of your dreams. They offer as a gift to you the freedom to choose your destiny. Now, it's time to turn the key and walk through the door. Hear from the authors themselves, as they share their journey and story with you, here, on Living the Next Chapter.
Okay, everyone, welcome back to the Living the Next Chapter podcast, the podcast where we talk to amazing authors from around the world, and today is another one of those days. Kathleen Dutton is on with me. We're going to be talking about her chapter in Char's book number 2 coming out, and Kathleen has lended her pen, her paper, her thoughts in a new chapter in this book, and so happy to reconnect with Kathleen again. We had her on for book number 1. She's back for book 2. And it's great. This is one of the nicest persons you will meet, and I'm so happy she's here with us on the podcast. Kathleen, welcome back to Living the Next Chapter.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy.
It's so great to have you here. It's so good to see you.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be here again, and I'm so kind of enjoying this process of the second book, because the community actually has evolved of our little Mission Hope group. In fact, Fabienne came to see me. Didn't say that. She came to visit me. So I mean,
nice.
And I said to Char as well, let's just do these things, because it's like people and sharing their stories. We've actually become very close, and I think it's. And especially where Char's concerned, because she obviously was catalyst for this and holding that vision, and she's gone through so much herself. And it's been really nice just seeing people supporting each other, and we've all really got to know each other, each other's soul and their energy. And it's it's quite joyful. I mean, although some of the stories, of course, are very sad and very moving, but our lives are that, aren't they? They are that contrast of incredibly joyful and incredibly tragic, and then it's how each person, each soul, kind of rises up to these challenges where we get a chance to actually use our power to face what we need to face. The courage. We don't know that we have courage until we actually are tested to use courage.
Right.
And I feel like this second book has been quite extraordinary in, again, just the range of people, and also this beautiful international aspect of it as well. I don't know if Char had that in her mind when she started, but it's actually been quite amazing as well, and seeing people share their images from different parts of the world as well within our sort of little hub. but yeah, so excited about having this book in my hands, the second one. And it tantalizingly got to my door and was taken away today.
What? Taken away?
Taken away because something happened. I don't know what it was, but my doorbell, whether it's not working or but
no.
It's coming tomorrow, and they're going to call me,
Okay.
so I'll get it in my mucky paws tomorrow. Because of course it's nice to see our own, piece that we've sort of worked on. And as I said to you before, I think I'm not a writer, but I have like streams of consciousness, and I put them with my art. So it was quite a big leap initially for me doing this, but I trusted the process and sure. And yeah, so this one is a sonnet. And I went to Glastonbury, Avalon, Glastonbury, to the Chalice Well there. And basically I had this amazing kind of healing while I was there. It's a story into its own self. But I mean, it was like, I was really not well. And I went there, used mantra and used my own sort of healing intention song, and all of a sudden and swam in the waters, and a transformation took place. I actually feel more healthy now than I did when I was in my 20s.
Wow.
It's scary, isn't it?
Well, you're in your 30s now, so, you, right?
I kind of feel this energy has come back into my being. And I wrote a sonnet because I think I was saying to you before that because my granddad loved this book, which was called The Golden Treasury of poems, and it was his collection. And he used to read them aloud, and it was actually one of the very few things where he would just come into this he would love it now. I feel like he's dancing up there in heaven. He's become a celebrity in this moment. Yeah, and he didn't read them. I mean, he memorized them. So, and he would recite really long ones. Like, I'm trying to think now, but there's one like his Lady of Shalott, which is really epic, many, many pages long. So it's kind of took its cue from that kind of thing. And there's another one about some battle that takes place. So it's kind of a combination of these. The something of the Light Brigade, whatever.
Yeah.
So this is it. And I'm feeling like this has been, a really amazing, enjoyable process for me. And the other thing, I suppose I feel is quite important as well, is about this environment, this earth, which I always feel is important. It's like when we're healing ourselves, always to connecting with earth as well, because we are part of earth, we're on it, and then we are connected above. We're all of this sort of integral, intrinsically interconnected. And that looking into the eye of what created pain and discomfort leads us into sort of seeing what needs to be seen within us and therefore then healed. And the not knowing initially is part of the process into then asking the question, answers come, but for me, using mantra, because it's been part of my my own journey and walking. I mean, I walk all over the place. I know I'm actually going to be going to walking some other sacred sites. And I'm going to be going on some flights to do so. But it's also
nice.
a secret until I actually go. But there's this thing of also, I feel like it's like that inner child within, healing that inner child within us all, which is, wanting to like play and have fun. And, I'm very much on the side of that, and also the children that are on this planet as well. I mean, whereas we heal ourselves, if you like, we're also, because we have got that inner child, we are connected to all children. We're connected to each other's inner children. And they can come out and play. Right. And they have more good ideas, our children and our inner children, than most of us when we get to be adults, because we start to get all sort of too sensible and serious and talk ourselves out of doing stuff that's going to be fun, but also potentially healing. And I think, right. To me, there's something about walking the land, walking the ancient songlines, walking in places that have, well, it doesn't matter where it is, whether it's in the city or in nature, but most powerfully in nature. I think it's kind of connects us in with ourselves again. And also with our stories of our ancestors and with the land. And I feel like that's why I went to Avalon and kind of looked at the ancient I was sort of taking the cue from some very ancient stories, but made them into sort of something that was quite simple and playful in my little poem, that sonnet.
Yeah. So your sonnet is, you said, is a struggle between two groups. Can you kind of explain a little bit of this struggle that's happening within your sonnet?
It's a sonnet of woe and hope. So there's woe going, oh no, oh shit, or oh dear, I should say, and sort of trying to sort of stop things from happening. But then there's hope, which is kind of being encouraging. But in that actual sonnet, I actually use the story of Lancelot and Guinevere and those kind of it's that time. And I use that story so it kind of interlocks with it. And there are things to do with things that are lost and found along the way. And of course, in the end, we're all finding our own souls and asking ourselves, it's that, who are we? Who am I? All that stuff. But in a little action-packed sonnet.
Now, the one thing you said at the beginning was you don't consider yourself to be a writer, yet you have now written 2 chapters with Shar. You showed me proudly displayed books that will bear your name, and you've contributed to. At one point, do you think you're going to accept the title of a writer? Because I see you as a writer in my world, and I look to you for that. So when will you gladly accept the label, the distinction of being a writer?
Well, okay. I will accept it as being one of my things. It's just so weird because literally whatever. But I do like writing, but I never thought I would write and share it with other people. I remember saying this to my sister years ago. for me, art and writing, they come together. They sort of birth together. I mean, I was going to put here, but I'm always drawing and everything, and and I, yeah, and I I do these sort of things where, the dream, gateway of freedom, flow of unity, bliss, and divine. So I write these little poems. They're not really, as I said, they're like streams of consciousness. Sometimes they rhyme. Sometimes they make, well, hopefully they make sense, but very often they surprise me because they're like, oh, I didn't even know that I could, that could come out of me. Come out. Mate, I think, but it's the same with drawing. I think it's like I'm often amazed, like, you'd be drawing something and it's like, wow. And it's kind of interesting. I feel like it's through us, there's a kind of drawing and writing that comes through, and it's almost like you step to the side in some senses, and it's a bit like dancing as well, and singing, where you kind of, you're gone. You're just not like, it's not like you're really sort of like thinking, oh, I'm trying to do this. And I think for me, that's the hardest thing, to do that kind of stuff. I was terrible at school. Yeah. I always wanted to just like talk to everyone and go out and play. It's like, she's going to sit down to do what she needs to do. Yeah. But so that's why I say this thing about, writing. So it's like I could kind of sneakily found myself, actually now managing to capture enough words, like expressing something through them. And I feel in the future that I'm still in this process, but it will be just using the words, creating some books where it's like this, I just have the picture on, that have been drawn, and then be produce the words that are inside. No need really to do anything else apart from check for spelling mistakes, of course. But, and somebody could actually do that thing. So I feel that's the journey that I'm on now, and that sort of I've come to a point of, yes, say I am a writer. I am a writer. And
so you've accepted the mantle. You've accepted the mantle given to you.
Absolutely. Yes.
So even within this episode, you've gone from I am not a writer to I am a writer. And
well, that's thanks to your gentle.
Okay, so for those that didn't hear episode where we talked about book 1 and you were on to talk about your chapter there, remind everyone about how you met the great organizer of all of this, Shar Murphy. Remind us of how you made that connection with her and how you got included in this great work of now 2 books, more to come, but 2 books where you've been able to contribute. How did you meet Shar? Take us back to that.
I met Shar. We were part of a healing group, which was like to do with healing the planet and healing ourselves. And for this was for many years before. So, and I remember just thinking, wow, what an impressive. And she was so kind of, I loved her accent and, just the whole thing. She was just really lovely. And then when this came along, this idea, I think she spoke to me just before Christmas and said, hey, I'm thinking of, putting this book together, and would you write a chapter and use, some part of your journey? So I was like, I really want to do this because she's so nice. But can I do it? And she was like, you can do it.
Yeah.
So kind of went a little bit like that. And I thought, oh, wow. What? Yeah. Okay, good. So, and then it was interesting. I have written some other things before. I mean, I worked for a university, but there was different sort of writing. It was more like academic-y things. So, and I've written meditation things and done illustrations for them. But this is like, different, very, very different. So, and it was personal, and it had my name on. so, but the idea of mission hope really resonated. And literally as well, I had one of my dreams and I saw Shah, and I knew to say yes straight away. So that's how it began. And I knew, again, some of the other people. I mean, we were all part of a few of the others I know through this healing group circle that we were part of as well. So yeah, so that's how that journey came. And then, we've got to know Shah, and that, she's been really amazing throughout this creating of this book, because she's gone through quite a lot of challenges herself. And she's kept the vision, kept perky for other people. It's a lot to do. And it's been something quite extraordinary, I think. I would like Shah to come and see me now.
Yes, she needs to. The one thing we talked about before we hit record was I wanted to give you the opportunity to talk to Shar directly, not talk about her as if she's not here, but if you could talk to her, if she was in the room with you. Let's pretend for a moment that I get up from my chair and I leave, and Shar comes into the room and sits down right here in front of you. So now it's not me on the screen, it's Shar Murphy. And you have a chance to talk to her and tell her what she means to you and to be a part of the book and the community, all that, whatever you want to say. I'm not here. I'm leaving. Shar's sitting here now. What would you like to say directly to her? Because I know she's going to listen to this. So let's fill her cup. What would you like to say to Shar?
I am saying, Shar, thank you for being catalyst and thinking and actually, bringing all of us threads together, and was happy to be a thread in this tapestry. And she's weaving this beautiful thing with her vision, but also bringing her pain, her strength, her beauty, and all her wonderful soul qualities. And it's been really an honor to get to know her. And I'm looking forward to meeting her in person, so I can give her a huge hug.
I love it. Yeah, every author I've spoken to, from book 1 now to book 2, echoes what you're saying, that there's just something unique about Shar Murphy and who she is as a person and what she brings to this world. And we need like a few hundred more Shar Murphys around the world to do what she's doing, because I think that would help everyone.
Totally. Because it's getting that done, it's moving it, it's keeping that ball rolling and the momentum. And I know it's been so much. I mean, she's going to feel really weird if it ever stops. Maybe we'll be doing keep Mission Hope 144.
We're going to be a lot older. Yes. No. Wow.
Little aliens, little spirits, and it's like, and Shara becoming Kathy. You have to write another chapter. Come on. You know. Yeah, so I think we don't know where this journey's going to end. We didn't even know it was going to begin, but certainly it is in process. And Mission Hope has brought together quite a lovely group of people. And I honor and respect her and think she's just fantastico. I haven't used that word.
Fantastico, yes. I remember that word. And then talk a little bit about the community too. Book 2, again, has some new authors that weren't with us for book 1. I've heard authors talk about group chat, that you can talk to each other, and that Shar is helping to build community within the authors that have written now in book 1 and in book 2. Tell me about the community. Give us the behind the scenes that we don't see on what the community feels like for you as a contributor to the book.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really amazing. I mean, dipping in and out. I moved and also been on a retreat. But, you know, it's there and everyone's kind of really supportive of each other. We really, you know, people sharing photos of where they are and telling, you know, other aspects and showing more aspects of themselves. And so it's like, yeah, people have really got to know each other. And there's new people coming into the little fold now. So that's really nice. And Babian, as I was going to say, she actually came to England. So, you know, Mission Hope. Well, we did know Misha and Babian were part of another healing group before. So it's like we go back before Mission Hope. So it's like all these different wonderful aspects of each is kind of coming into the fold. And yeah, I mean, really seeing each other, people bloom, explore different things. And I've been listening to the podcast, and it's actually very interesting as well, you know, hearing podcasts and people talking about their stories too, because actually it's quite different again sometimes, you know. You get a, you know, really different aspect. And Mr. Sutton, I can't think of his first name.
Yeah, Mike, M.L. Sutton, yeah.
You know, all these different wonderful people that are sharing, and you can see them blooming in their confidence and sharing more and more things as well. So yeah, it's nice to be part of that. I feel like it's kind of a soul family.
Yeah. It's nice. It's nice. So now book 2 is done. You're going to get your copy hopefully tomorrow. What's next for you? Tell us a little bit about what's coming up for you as well as a writer.
As a writer.
There you go.
As a creative writer, I have more books coming, and a couple of solo ones, and one is now with an editor, actually, but 2 are with an editor at different stages. So one is, I'm still not saying what the name of it is, but the one, yep. But it's about all these dreams that kind of came. So it's almost like a cosmic romp, they've been called. Cosmic romp. I love it. Basically, so that's one. And then the other one is about creativity, community, and creativity as a form to heal ourselves. So it kind of a trident of sort of healing, and it's got different examples and stuff. So 2 very different books. One which is more like playful and silly, like me, and the other one is still playful and silly, but about something more serious.
Yeah. I love it. Kathleen, it's so great to see you on my screen again. And there's just something about you that you bring light around you. You know, it's attractive. There's something about you that pulls people towards you. And I know that it comes from a good heart, a good place, because you do care very much about those around you that come across your path. And you're always looking for ways to help them live better, find healing, find health, find hope. And you demonstrate that. You're not just talking about it, you demonstrate it. And that's what I love about having a chance to talk to you, because I leave here inspired because of you. So thank you for making time to chat with me, some guy in Canada, about a book organized by a woman that lives in the United States. And here we are doing
write
this,
another book,
right?
and it's going to be called Some Guy in Canada.
Some guy in Canada. So that brings me joy, because how else would you and I have connected if it wasn't for Shar Murphy, if it wasn't for these books? We wouldn't have crossed paths.
It's absolutely true.
Right? Possibly. So there's a reason why things happen in life. There's a reason why people are brought to us. And it's what we do with that interaction.
Totally.
And I think to your credit, I think that there's times where there is a story that needs to be told, and people are tapped on the shoulder to tell the story. And some people say, no, I'm too busy. I'm not a writer. I'm not a person who can share the story, and I don't want to do it. So that story moves to someone else, taps on the shoulder. I'm too busy. I can't do it. It keeps moving until somebody says, I'll write the story. And that download begins to that person. And I see that in you. You're the person that the stories seem to skip along till the right person says yes. And then you're the one that receives the story and shares it with us. So that's what I see.
That's so beautiful. Very poetic. I like that, of the story skipping and moving.
Please take that and write something for me. Okay.
I am.
Will you do that?
I will. I'm going to do it.
Okay. I want you to do that, and I want to read it. Please share it with me when it's done.
I will.
Okay.
Absolutely. I promise.
Excellent. Kathleen, as far as how people can connect with you after we're done talking here, and they want to talk to you about writing, they want to talk to you about your art and who you are and everything, where do people go to connect with you?
Website is a very good place. I actually need to create a whole new website because I've done so many new healing things and my life's so completely changed. It's almost like before. It's like, South Bank, London, and more kind of events and festivals and things like that. Whereas now I'm still doing stuff like that, but it's just more healing involved. So my website's still good. And LinkedIn's a really good place. Basically I'm on all social media. You can't escape. I'm on Instagram as Dutton Wong, DTTON, and then Wong, WONG, Dutton Wong. I'm on Twitter as Dutton Wong. And I'm also on Facebook. All the hyperlinks are on my website. So that's it.
Okay. That's it. That's all we have to do to connect. And we will put all those links in the show notes as well, so people can go right to you and connect with you directly.
Fantastic.
Kathleen, can you promise me that you're going to be a part of maybe the next book, possibly? Or that we will have a chance to interact again?
I might even try and visit over time. See if we can do a Mission Hope tour with Shar and all the gang. How nice would that be?
Make sure that the Mission Hope crew makes their way to Canada too, because I would love to give out hugs, just like you said, to all these great authors and to Shar herself.
Lovely.
Excellent. Thank you. Everyone go check the show notes and connect with one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Kathleen, thank you for being here. Thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you so much. Lovely to be here.
Awesome. Hey, just jumping on here at the end. Thank you so much for checking out this episode, Living the Next Chapter, talking about Mission Hope Volume 2. You definitely want to pick up a copy of this book. Head over to ourmissionhope.com, missionhope.com. All the information in the show notes. Get a copy of this book. Get one for yourself. Get one for your best friend. And let's encourage these authors as they write and share their stories with us. If you want to connect with me, my name is Dave. livingthenextchapter.com. livingthenextchapter.com. I would love to have you reach out through the website. Let me know what you think of this episode, what you think of the podcast. And let's encourage our fellow authors, and let's do something great. Thank you for being here on the podcast. Again, it's the second book from our great friend Shar Murphy, Mission Hope, Inspirational Stories of Faith and Triumph at ourmissionhope.com. Thanks for being here. Catch you on the next one.